If you're a park ranger, interpreter, guide, scientist, or conservationist, how would you do your job without books, no access to higher education or learning, no materials to learn about the natural and cultural history of your park? What would you do if your only source of income were leading private tours, and private tours brought in just enough to feed your family? How would you afford to maintain trails, study the resource, educate others, and administer your park? Many parks and protected areas in Latin America struggle with lack of funding and resources. How far would you go to learn and understand? Our initial project begins on Ometepe Island, a volcanic island in the Great Lake of Nicaragua, a place of incredible beauty and ecological significance. Designated as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, Ometepe is protected only by this concept. It's up to the people to protect this resource. In addition to feeling pressure from growing tourism and population, Ometepe will also be on the future path of the Nicaragua Canal, planned as a massive alternative to the Panama Canal. Most residents cannot afford higher education, and things like books, outdoor gear, and environmental teaching tools simply cannot be purchased here. We started developing local partnerships and projects in the summer of 2016. Our initial partnership began with an association of tour guides on Ometepe. With the help of generous donations, we purchased books, binoculars, and outdoor gear for our partner guides, and they agreed to work with us on our pilot projects. Together, we created classes on presentation skills, cultural differences, ecology, geology, and wilderness first aid. We taught some of these classes ourselves. We also organized classes where the locals would teach us, and we would learn together. We also partnered with other related projects and organizations. A Friends of the Park organization that's pooling resources for conservation projects. A local school for at-risk youth, where we led environmental education activities. We also helped teach free English lessons for local kids, and lacking a classroom didn't stop us. There are other areas we hope to develop in the future. For example, we'd like to sponsor a trail crew to improve safety and accessibility in the park. We could perform land use studies to understand the impacts to the park's resources. And there's always more opportunity for community outreach and education. We just got a generous grant to help us establish a resource center that can act as a library, classroom, and community center. And we can pay a living salary so that some of the guides can work with us without having to live exclusively from private tours. But we can't do this alone. Do you want to be part of this project? If you want to financially support us or donate resources and time to our project, you can help make a difference. Are you interested in volunteering? Maybe you work in parks and conservation and you have time in your off-season. Maybe you can't land that winter park yet and you want to do something relevant in your career. Maybe you like the idea of Peace Corps, but you want to choose your own project, be in charge of yourself, develop fluency in a useful language such as Spanish. You want to travel, but you want a deeper cultural experience than so-called volunteerism. And you need to be able to return to your seasonal job. If that describes you, then join us. We need help starting this fall in 2017. We're looking for self-starters, risk-takers, people with skills to share, and people who want to develop new skills. How far are you willing to go?